What's up, Starcraft fans? Today we're doing the tier list for Out of Order on Donny Vermilion. Brian, let's hear the mutation.
Donny Vermilion, the best map in the game, is where we have to gather 20 xenon crystals and return them to the stabilizer in the middle of our base. The crystals appear once lava recedes from the low ground. But we need to flee to the high ground while the lava is up. All commands cost money based on the unit's supply count. There is on Fog of War. Areas without vision are dark. Large circles on the ground slow down your guys.
Yep. So we have Zero and Twotuuu in the call with us today. How are you guys?
Great.
Hello.
Alright, so Zero, how will we rank the commanders this week?
So, I guess darkness is the main problem, just because you can't see where the crystals spawn. Like, you may initially look at this mutation, I think microtransactions, but the enemies aren't stronger at all. So even if your RP is much smaller, you still have no issue blasting through them. So yeah, the only this mutation is really easy. So the only threat you can run into is not knowing where the crystals are.
And that's a player
At
issue,
least
not a
that's how I
commander
see
issue.
it. Yes.
So, how about you, Twotuuu?
Yes, to solve that potential player issue, my shorts will feature all the possible spawn locations for each one. So basically, you count the number of times the lava rises, and then each time the lava recedes, it should be like in one of the next one should be in one of like two different spots. Basically, it's one of three spots, and if you don't remember it, you can like put it on like a sheet next to you or something. The worst case is you send like a worker in a random direction and you eventually see it. So it's basically regular Bruto with a small handicap.
Yes, let's begin. Abathur, where do we have him?
So Abathur, he has toxic nests, so he can just put them like anywhere. Turn off the auto cast. So like after you clear an area, put a toxic nest and then turn off. Then you can see which direction the enemy is coming from. The enemies aren't stronger. You don't even need a fast Brutalisk, so I put him in double S.
Double S. Okay, we're doing the double S right away. How about you, Zero?
I had him in the lower side of S, personally, just because the early game can be like somewhat more difficult, and if you're not like collecting biomass actively, some of the harder waves can be somewhat challenging. Still not difficult, which is why he's S. Just I don't think he's double S.
Okay, are you gonna make an argument, Twotuuu, for double S?
Basically, anyone who can easily like spot where the enemies are coming from makes they will be very, very good here, because they don't need you don't need to wonder which direction you're gonna be attacked from. You can easily see them. For like even the hardest comps, even if there are air units, if you don't have a Brutalist, you just make Spore Crawlers and they will die to it. You will definitely get a Brutalisk by 8 minutes when you actually have to go out and kill things. So you just need one Brutalisk and you can survive quite a long time.
Okay, Zero, is that enough for double S?
I don't know, like half the commanders could be double S here. This is just I guess so.
So you're gonna say Abathur double S?
Sure.
Alright. Ta-da! Abathur's no double S. Prestige-wise... Yeah?
Not
Zero,
P2.
P0, P2, doesn't matter.
Okay.
Yeah, just not PvP.
Not the third one?
Yeah. Oh, I think Brutalisk is important though. So you can like deep tunnel to spaces, so you can like drop toxic nests earlier.
So first one or third one? Oh, sorry.
Second.
Zero or second one. I'm sorry, I got confused. Okay, so not the first one or not the third one. There we go. Let's move on. Alarak, where do we have him?
So Alarak, he has a hero unit on a mothership. That's all you need to win this mission. And you don't really micro until then, so microtransactions aren't a threat. As for darkness, he doesn't really have a way to spot unless you just place pylons around the map, which is still a valid option. However, yeah, they will get destroyed, so we need to keep replacing them.
I mean, you can just overcharge them.
Although, yeah, you can teleport back if you're caught out of position, which is a benefit. But yeah, because he doesn't have like a great way to spot, I only have him in S tier.
Okay, how about you, Twotuuu?
Yeah, same. He doesn't have a good way to spot, but he can teleport, so he can get around really quickly and get to wherever he needs to be. He has good mobility, so yeah, you don't really need much of an army. You just even if it costs a lot, you just make like you just spend as much money as you can, then micro a bit, and then like if you need more money, you just sit still. There's no like going nuclear that will destroy your pylons that are out in the field. So yeah, I put him in S.
Okay, both of you said S. Let's do S. You want the third one here, right? Shadow of
Yes.
Death. Let's move on. Arcturus, where do we have him?
So for him, he has ESO, so he can spot, and also clear. But the enemies aren't stronger. It doesn't really matter that much. His spotting is kind of different from like Abathur and the other ones, where it's all right. But like sometimes, I mean, if you're relying on ESOs to spot, I guess it could work. Yeah, I guess I put him in S. But
Okay.
if there's a case for double, I'm not opposed.
Okay. How about you, Zero?
I also have him in S tier. His spotting is good, but it requires labor by having to move the ESO shots around.
Okay, both of you said
So
S. Let's put him in
S is
S.
fair.
I personally have him A, by the way. Like, he's army based, so. But both of you said S. Let's put him in S. Which prestige do you want here?
The one?
Okay, first prestige. So you want a lot of Earth Splitter action, which apparently is not expensive. Let's move on. Artanis, where do we have him?
Artanis. So he has a top bar that's really good at clearing this map. Dragoons, you don't actually benefit that much on this map by having a lot of them, just because the chokes are fairly small, so we won't get that much use from getting many Dragoons. So microtransactions isn't that big of an issue for him. Yeah, he has decent spotting with observers, although you have to be somewhat careful on where you siege them up. But he's good. I have him in S tier.
Okay. How about you, Twotuuu?
So since there are some comps that can pose a problem for him, like especially if your army's like not all there to fight. Of course, you can just drop Unbound Fanatics. It does cost a lot to move an army, and it does you don't care that much, but it does cost money to move his army. I put him in A.
Are you gonna make a case for S, Zero?
Bar. Top bar. It destroys the enemy waves because they're not buffed. Even the difficult ones, the top bar just cleans them up. You only
Okay.
have like slight remnants of it.
Are you
So
convinced?
then, so you just make Tempest and push into the crystal areas.
Tempest or Dragoons doesn't really matter.
Well, because if it's like Zerglings, then you'll need like
It's
a lot of
lots.
Zealots or something. Because you can't. I don't think you have enough energy to like keep dumping on the waves and the crystal enemies unless you're like very good with the positioning, which is not always easy. So you have to like move everywhere in advance and then drop Archons, which can be harder than it seems. So it's like, yeah, it can. You have the Unbound Fanatics for all the waves, but then you also have to fight the crystal enemies, which he needs an army to do.
Like, I guess A is fine. They're all really easy.
Okay. So
Yeah.
both of you agree with A. Let's put him in A. Prestige wise, do you want the third one?
3.
Third one? Okay.
Third
Yeah.
one.
Let's move on. Dehaka, where do we have him?
Dehaka, he can use primal worms once you have explored an area. So you can like just summon a primal worm at the one of the potential attack wave areas, and you can see where the wave is or not. And then eventually you can just like throw creepers from the center in a random direction, and then like clear lots of the map. I put him in S.
Okay. How about you, Zero?
I also have him in S tier. His vision isn't as good as like Abathur, but yeah, he has no issue dealing with anything other than that, so S is fine.
Why not double S?
Because his vision is worse than Abathur.
Really? That's it?
Abathur has
Yes.
like constant vision.
I guess.
Yeah, the hack has to
Turn on
replenish his
the
vision.
turn off the
Autocast.
toxicness. And
Okay.
turn off the autocast.
All right. So Dehaka and S. Prestige-wise, anyone works here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Anyone.
2 is probably the best, but anything works.
Everyone is S. Let's move on. Phoenix, where do we have him?
Phoenix. So his champions are good at clearing the crystal waves. They also have a teleport with the Arbiter suit. So even if you're caught out of position, you're fine. As for his vision, he has observers, which I guess they can be shot down if you don't place them in the optimal positions, but they're very cheap, so replacing them isn't really a threat, even with microtransactions. Yeah, he has no issue pushing into the bases. So, but yeah, his vision isn't as good as Abathur, which is probably we're gonna be saying that a few times in this video. So I have him in S tier only.
Okay. How about you, Twotuuu?
Same thing. Just you charge into areas, and if you're out of position, you just summon a suit, and you can take care of the wave, or teleport your army to the wave, and then take care of it. So I put him in S.
Okay. Both of you have him in S. Let's put him in S. You want the second prestige, right?
Yeah, it's cheaper to move.
Yes. You don't only have to move your champions. Let's move on. Han and Horner, where do we have him?
Han Horner has strike fighters, so you can throw strike fighters in the areas you think the enemies or crystals might be to check, so you don't have to go very far to confirm where you need to go. And if the enemy is ground, you can even kill all of them. If the enemy is not ground, then you have air units. And like battle cruisers, you don't even have to move them, you just teleport them to the
Where they need to
area,
be.
and the battle cruisers will just shoot everything that's not dead from the airstrikes. I put Han Horner in S.
Okay. How about you, Zero?
I personally have them in A tier. I think the air units can have somewhat struggles if it's tempests. They're not really good at fighting those. So yeah, that's the only thing that can go wrong for them. Their vision also isn't as good, even though strike fighters.
Okay. Are you gonna make a case for S, Twotuuu? Or is A fine?
There's only one wave with Tempest in the if they even show up. There's only one, so you have a space station. Everything else, even if it's Void Rays, if you want to use P1, you can drop fast mag mines. If you don't, then yeah, if you use P2, then you have a huge air fleet.
Are you convinced, Zero?
I mean, you still have to macro. It's like the Artanis scenario. Artanis isn't S tier because for the Ling waves, you'll have to get zealots.
No,
It's
the
similar
difference is
amount
Han
of
Horner
work.
doesn't move. He doesn't have to attack move. He just teleports onto the enemy.
Did you guys just assume Mira Han's gender?
Are we really basing this off of if they have to attack move?
Oh, because if you attack move, you have to micro or something. Then you spend a lot more money than if you just teleport and let them do everything.
That's no money loss. Microtransactions is not really an issue, especially for one extra move.
I don't know. If you have to move many things at once, that might be a factor. Also, the backers are not cheap,
Yeah, they're not cheap. They're hard to get, somewhat.
and they can get focused down.
Yeah,
I guess that could be something. I used P3 for this one because it's
Fun,
fun.
right?
You can just dump all your mag mines at the base where they'll attack you, and then they'll just run into your mag mines and turrets, so you don't even have to move.
Seeing a problem, but
The air units that defend the crystals are only up to Tech 3 until 28 minutes, where it'll be Tech 4. So they're really weak air enemies. Which is why I said you just teleport there'll be 2 scouts or 3 phoenixes maybe. You just teleport 2 battlecruisers and they're all dead. You don't engage the attack waves with the teleports.
So you
just let them
clear
come to
out
you.
the enemies first using the airstrike. You clear out the ground enemies first, so you don't get focused down. And then when the ground stuff's been thinned out, you send in your battlecruisers to clear the rest.
Pretty much.
Sounds like work.
And
yeah. It sounds like not S tier work. At least compared to the guys we have in S tier currently.
Well, Han Horner has great vision
That's true.
because you can just throw an airstrike in a direction, and then you'll see where they are coming from.
It's true. But
All the
don't
hard
know.
waves can engage you at the natural,
engage
and
using the magmites.
You'll generally have a lot more minerals than gas with microtransactions, so you just make a lot of turrets.
I don't know. It sounds like a lot more work than the S tiers.
Well,
Like, I don't deny it's good. It's just
it's
bit more
just
work.
So here's how it works, Zero. If it's not unanimous, it's not S. So if you're not convinced,
I'm not really convinced.
all right, not unanimous, therefore not S. Let's put Han and Horner in A. Actually, I have him in B, so he's not bad. Let's move on. Karax, where do we have him? Oh wait, prestige-wise, you want the second one for Han and Horner, or the third one? The third one seems more fun.
I think the second one's fine.
Second
It's better.
fun.
It's stronger if you're afraid of air, because you have cheaper battle cruisers.
Okay.
I think second one.
Second prestige. That makes sense. Let's move on. Karax, where do we have him?
Karax. So, I guess he spreads observers anyway. His top bar can lose him a lot of money, but not that he really cares because top bar is free. I guess he can spread static defense on the islands to get vision. They'll probably stop the waves too if you help him with top bar. So that's not really a threat for him. He won't be dying to any waves. As for pushing into bases, he can either make this or just top bar it. Which, yeah, I don't think anything's really stopping it. He can even, if he pre-clears, which I guess can be somewhat difficult for him, but not really, because the enemies aren't buffed. He can just camp what are they called? The crystal waves with turrets if he wants to.
Yeah. Let him.
Yeah, I think he's just good here. I have him in S tier.
S tier. How about you, Twotuuu?
I put him in S because you just use a purifier beam and you clear a whole area or most of it. Back it up with solar lance if necessary. Then you just put a bunch of static defense on the high ground, and the attack waves will get stopped there if they try. And then you use observers, and then you solar lance or orbital strike whatever little enemies are there, and then you take the crystals. So it's work, but I think it's strong, so S.
I think we all agree with S anyway, so S tier it is. Prestige-wise, do you want the third one here?
Yes.
Of course.
Alright.
Of course, the third one.
Kerrigan, where do we have him?
Kerrigan has Omega Worms, which you can dump everywhere, and you can get to the crystals faster, and stall if you're out of position. The enemies, they're not stronger, so it looks scary to fight. Fighting air units might be scary, but you don't really have. If you use P2, you can just shock them, or use your immobilization wave to take out almost everything because you will have complete map control. I put Kerrigan in double S.
How about you, Zero?
Yeah, double S is good. She has pretty much infinite vision with her worms. The hero solos the map, and then she has passable units if you actually want to spend that money. She has bonus money on because of simulation aura.
She spends her money
So
on
S is-
micro. Okay. Double S or S?
Yes,
Double S. Okay.
I'd say double.
Which prestigious? Anyone but the first one?
2
Anyone
or
but the
3.
first. You just need Omega Worms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's move on. Nova, where do we have him?
Nova. So her hero unit isn't that good, but still a hero unit. So she'll be doing most of the work. She doesn't have very good vision, but she has a teleport back and an airstrike that will help her cover the waves. So
Lots and lots of airstrikes.
her army will be pretty cheap to actually micro because they don't take up much supply, which
That's
is nice. I guess I have her in S tier, despite not having amazing vision, just because she has a teleport and a cheap army to micro.
Okay. How about you, Twotuuu?
Similar reasons. Just it costs, I guess, kind of a lot to move her and micro her. You blink, shotgun, that's like 30, 15 right there.
Are we not doing third
But
prestige?
then, I mean, you can, if you do that too, it still costs a lot to move, but
That's true.
you don't really need the money to do much. So you just need like 2 liberators really to finish off whatever is not dead. I put her in S because her vision is not as good as
Kerrigan.
others.
All right. So both of you have an S. Let's put them in S. Prestige wise, are we going first one or third one?
Both are
Either
fine.
one.
I'd
Both
say.
are fine. Okay. So go with which one you like, first or third. Raynor, where do we have him?
So Raynor, he is an army-based commander. His scans do not counter darkness because you have to pay for them. So you
have to extra pay for
you're
them.
gonna
Yeah, there's the
you're gonna
opportunity cost.
slowly
Yeah.
you're gonna slowly get enough battle cruisers so that you can like clear the enemies. But then, like when you get enough battle cruisers, nothing can stop you. But until then, you're kind of just really slow.
Yes.
And maybe if you don't know how to use the cooldowns on this map, you're gonna be like you. And then, oh yeah, and the waves are kind of random, so you might think you should have a cooldown, but then they attack sooner than you thought, and then oh surprise, you have nothing. But with that said, it's still regular Bruto, so I put him in A.
How about you, Zero?
I also have him in A tier. His early game is slow, but so is this map's early game, so you most likely won't be dying. Because you can get I think the initial 4 crystals for free without fighting anything, in terms of the defenders. So he has a lot of time to build up.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess you just make some bunkers until you have a decent count of battle cruisers, just because you won't really need the minerals.
Yeah.
But yeah, A tier is completely fine here.
Okay. You want the third prestige here?
Yeah, I'd say so.
All right. Let's put Raynor in A. Stukov, where do we have him?
Stukov.
Just
So-
kidding. Stetboy, where do we
Yeah,
have him?
whose turn is it?
Stetboy, where do we have him? Come on, we know where he is. Right?
Okay, Stukov. Yes.
Wait, so Stukov or Stetmann?
We're gonna do Stetboy? Okay, let's do Stetboy. Where do we have him?
S, double S,
Right?
possibly triple.
Triple S. How about you, Twotuuu?
Double, just double.
Right?
These satellites basically map hacks. You can still spread them while the lava is rising, and the enemies aren't like gonna break them or like stop you.
Super Gar still exists. Alright, so double S. Let's move on. Stukov, where do we have him?
Microtransactions. One button moves your whole army, so great. You just put your bunkers on different high grounds, and then you will be able to like get to any area within a short period of time. So,
Unless there's lava.
S.
S? Okay. How about you, Zero?
S is good. He also has symbiotes to increase the vision of his overseers in case you want even more vision. Yeah, his army is free to move. But he's actually free, or is it 1 mineral? Can't
One
remember.
mineral.
Okay, yeah, 1 mineral. Yeah. So he has to build bunkers, but they don't care because enemies aren't buffed. So yeah, S is, I think, the spot for him.
Okay. Both of you say S, let's put him in S. Prestige wise, you want the third one?
Yes.
Third one.
Okay. Swann, where do we have him?
Swann. He has factories. Those factories are really good at providing vision.
And they cost 1 mineral to move.
Exactly. You can also make starports if you're feeling fancy, because they have more health than factories, slightly. But yeah, you don't have to. The drill from P1 will solo the entire map if you give it vision through factories. When I guess an island or an area, whatever you want to call it, is clear, just leave the factories there. They'll provide vision. Yeah, I have him double S tier. His vision's really good. And he doesn't have to build an army or even turrets, just with the drill will handle everything.
That's awesome. How about you, Twotuuu?
Is his vision better than like Manx's vision?
Yeah.
Because I mean, you have
Depends on how
'Cause-
many factories you spread, I guess.
it's like because his factory spread is similar to like Alarak's pylon spread, except that
They
you
fly.
have like more buildings in one area, I suppose. Feels kind of similar. So I put him in S because he does have factories. He can do a lot. But then, yeah.
Okay.
Alarak actually has to move with his mothership and the hero. The factories are just a regular Swann playstyle, because you're gonna be spamming them no matter what. You won't be getting trained on them through micro.
I guess if you throw like 6 factories in an area, you'll eventually clear it. Oh, warbots and stuff will help.
Yeah.
I suppose.
Yeah, the Ares.
It does take time to like fly towards an area.
Yeah.
So if you're
takes a
not
while.
sure where the crystals are, it might take you longer than expected to get a crystal.
You just send them everywhere though. Like they're 150 minerals each, and they're basically not gonna be dying.
But then
to
they're gonna
the
die when the
super
lava
bases.
comes, so you have to move them away from the lava.
Sending
We'll
them
send them over the
everywhere.
high ground.
I don't know. It's probably easier for like a high level player, but like a low level player like me, sending things everywhere sounds like a lot of work.
Just click the minimap. Do people really struggle with this?
Like it's clicking different things. Clicking is hard. Pressing buttons to keyboard very easy, but clicking things individually pretty hard.
You
I
can
guess
drag
so.
click and just send a bunch, but I just think the slowness, like a Herc with another I guess a positive side is that you have Hercs with SCVs that can teleport,
That's
or you
true.
can just teleport Hercs. You can teleport Hercs to check where they are before you send your factories in, but then that's like slow.
That's true.
Yeah, if your factories are not in position, you're also like kind of slow. So
You don't send your factories into one place. You can split them up.
yeah, but you have to send them from the high ground to the low ground. So then, like, it's sometimes not that fast, especially with time warp. It's even if it gets caught in one, it's just slower. It's not that
This
it's
is,
gonna die.
by
it's
the
just
way,
that-
this is the very first time in the entire tier list that we mentioned time warp after like 13
Oh yeah, that's a
commanders.
thing.
Wait, time warp exists? That is true. Time warp may be a factor for Swann, especially because his factories take a while to move.
So that's why he's only 1S. That's all. He's still really good. He's just not double for
Yeah,
me.
he's Swann, not just a Swan.
I guess it depends what you're good at. Personally, I think that's one thing is slightly easier to do than micro and Kerrigan the entire game. I guess it's like preference based here.
Wait, just a question, guys. What do you find more fun, microing factories or microing Kerrigan?
Factories.
Really?
I'm a macro person.
I
don't
find
like micro.
microing Kerrigan more fun than, microing factories. Maybe I'm just
Factories
weird.
has a coolness factor.
Yeah, Kerrigan is just
Oh,
count to 5 then
You know
sap.
what's fun? Microing one command center with 5 SCVs in it, where you drop the SCVs out to repair it because you have no money from no mining. That is fun.
Okay. Guys, comment down below. Do you prefer microing Kerrigan or microing factories? I'm interested to know. I might be the minority in this, which is interesting. I find micro heroes more fun than factories.
There's a
but
third option. People micro factories?
people micro factories. Oh my goodness. Anyway, so are we single S or double S? If it's not unanimous, it's not double S,
First time you're saying that, right?
right?
Single S. Single S.
Single S. So what? Single S for Swann?
I think it's single S.
Okay, fine.
All right. I mean, you don't have to agree. Again, it has to be unanimous for double S. Let's move on. Tychus, where do we have him?
It's Bruto. So he doesn't have good well, I guess with medevacs, you just need SCVs on each island so you could teleport or medevac there. But otherwise, you can just have another outlaw too, like one outlaw on each island, and then you can just like walk down. Hey, is there a crystal? No. Okay, next guy. So single S.
Okay. How about you, Zero?
Just position an outlaw on an island. And then, yeah, an outlaw will solo an enemy base easily because enemies aren't buffed. doesn't care about waves. He has good mobility. He has a nuke in case you want the bases to be even easier. Yeah, you won't have any trouble spotting the waves or the crystals, so I have him in S tier also.
Why not double S? How different are spreading your factories than spreading your outlaws?
Outlaws are harder to use.
Okay, so single S.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Vorazun, where do we have him?
Ooh. She's army. She's definitely army based, so it costs a lot. You need to make a lot of stuff. Oh, shouldn't have been me, but oh well. You make a lot of stuff, then you have time stop. That's the best part. So
Zero
when
wasn't
you time
responding.
stop, you cut.
Zero got time stopped.
Yeah.
I just
yeah,
didn't want to draft.
I put her in S because time stop is good,
It
but
is
I
really
don't.
good.
Yeah, that's it. She has Dark Pylon too, so you can teleport people to the crystal area, the crystals. You don't have to walk.
Yes. How about you, Zero?
I have her in an A tier because she doesn't have great vision. She's a macro commander, and she actually has to scout the comp, unlike the other ones, to know if she wants to make her and how much.
Okay.
Yeah, she won't have that easy of a time pushing to bases even without time stop, which she doesn't have at all times. So I think A is fair for her.
Are you gonna make a case for S, Twotuuu?
No,
All right. A for Vorazun.
I was like on the fence here, AS. So A is fine.
I actually think that Vorazun might have time stop available because the lava doesn't rise that frequently, so Vorazun might have time stop for every wave. But you know, it's not relevant anymore. Vorazun A tier. Zagara, where do we have him?
Zagara. So she has a hero that easily clears the bases. For the attack waves, she can either use her army, which will be expensive, or bio launchers, which won't be as expensive, but they will require your attention. So it's kind of preference based here. I guess she can spread the vision with overseers, which, I mean, it's possible. They'll be slightly more expensive than ideal, but you won't have trouble with money. Her hero doesn't take very much money to micro, just because you deploy hunter killers and banelings, which you only do every, like, what is it, 10 seconds and 20 for the hunter killers.
Something like
To
that.
micro the hunter killers, yeah, it's one mineral, so that basically not a thing. Yeah, you get free banelings if it's like a ground wave, or you can roll it into bases. Yeah, I have her in S tier. She also has a teleport back if you need.
Yes. How about you, Twotuuu?
Yeah, instead of overseers, I would just burrow lings at each ramp, and then when the ling dies, then you know it's coming from that direction. And you can just lings are cheap, I guess, so you can send lings to scout where the crystals are, or if you kind of know, then you just deep tunnel, and she can easily take care of like up to tier 3 waves just by herself. I put her in S.
Okay. S for both of you. Let's put Zagara in S. So that's Apex Predator Prestige. Zeratul, where do we have him?
Zeratul, so he's the easiest no mining commander. I guess along Stetmann is also pretty easy, but Zeratul's even easier because the enemy doesn't matter. If you do mine, then you just spread his powerful overseers everywhere. And you you can actually use P3 if you don't want to trap the artifact with P2 and get tons of
Fragments.
cannons or something.
Yeah.
Fragments. But yeah, I put him in. His spreading is similar to like the other Protoss, the spreading
better.
Observers. Just spreading observers, but his power is just so much higher. He doesn't care what enemy comp it is, and you can stall with cannons if you need to like blink your way back there if your teleport's on cooldown. I put him in double S.
Okay. How about you, Zero?
In double S, you can either P3 and just clear the map through the hero unit, or just spread the infinite vision through his P2. Although I think even P2 hero unit can solve this map, which is funny. With P2, you'll also have really strong cannons, so even if you're caught out of position, you won't have any issues dealing with the enemies. So double S makes sense.
Yeah. Zeratul can definitely P2. Okay, so double S. Prestige wise, you can use third or second one. Either are fine. So
One of them.
Either one of them. Who's top of double S?
Stetmann.
Stetmann, yeah.
Then
Kerrigan? Or maybe Zeratul.
Kerrigan, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Abathur last.
I'm actually wondering
Okay.
if Abathur is double S because the tossness has to be switched off from detonating.
It's
Which I
like
guess-
one time.
Yeah, I know. Just I'm just wondering if that constitutes as work, but I guess it's just little things. I'm just okay.
Personally, I think he's harder than Swann.
Right? I think Swann is easier than Abathur, but
Because you have to turn off a nest?
well, you still have to gather the essence or gather the biomass for Abathur. Which is,
Which
Pushing
comes
the base
with you.
can be harder than Swann.
Once you have 3 Brutalists, well,
You
you'll
have
get...
to heal them.
You'll probably get like 2 at least by 10 minutes if you do... If you're not farming, you can still get like 2 by 10 minutes, which is probably enough.
Immortals also hit hard, by the way.
If they're on attack wave, then you drop the nest at the... You let them Immortals walk into you.
All right.
So,
I mean, he is the bottom of double S. Just okay. Let's move on first. Who's top of S?
Swann.
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 Then
Tychus.
I'm actually wondering why Tychus isn't double S, but yeah. Then
Dehaka, I guess.
oh yeah, Dehaka.
Dehaka,
I was wondering why these guys aren't double S.
Zagara.
Zagara...
Phoenix or Nova or Alarak.
I guess Alarak.
Yeah, Mothership's pretty good.
Yeah, then Fenix. I'd
Phoenix
say.
is also really good though. Phoenix has observers.
Phoenix.
Then
Then
Just
Karax. Actually, maybe he's Stukov.
Stukov.
Shouldn't Stukov be above Alarak?
It is really easy.
It
We
is.
can call it a tie.
I mean, all of them can be tied.
That's true. I
Everyone's
guess
actually easy here.
so. Between Arcturus, Karax, and Nova, who's the worst?
Nova.
Karax? Or Nova. Yeah, they kind of struggle with vision, both of them.
Okay. I guess that's I guess that's fine for rankings. Who's top of A?
Han Horner.
Yeah, Han Horner.
Okay. And then
Artanis.
Artanis.
okay. Then
Vorazun Raynor.
Poor
Vorazun Raynor.
poor Raynor.
Oh, he's only A.
I mean, the funny part is you already have a tax on your scans because a scan costs 50 energy, which can be used for a mule, which can harvest you 270 minerals. So essentially, a scan already costs you 270 minerals, and now the act of commanding a scan also costs you a mineral, so it's 271. So it's even more expensive slightly. Anyway, I guess that's it for this week's mutation. Pretty easy one. Hope you guys don't have any trouble with this. Hope you enjoyed that. Thank you for watching. Oh, by the way, watch Twotuu's videos. I will link them below, and I'll see you guys next time.